Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, April the 7th. We're going to talk about the Columbia Art League today, and I have Kelsey Hammond, who is the Columbia Art League. Good to have you here, Kelsey.
Thank you.
You have several things you wanted to mention, but also the fact that Art in the Park is coming back.
Yes, we are so excited. Art in the Park, for real, in person, is coming back June 4th and 5th.
Okay. Before we get into that, and what else have you got going?
Well, we have sort of a change. April is kind of a big month for us in the gallery. So we have 2 galleries now, which I don't know if everybody knows, but we have our usual big group gallery space. So those are our themed shows. So that would be like our food show or the Tiny Things show that is just ending tomorrow. But we also have a new gallery space that we carved out, what we call our South Gallery. So there's a new show in there every month, except during April, where the shows change every week or every 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we have many shows happening in April in that space.
So this is April the 7th, so you'll have a couple more shows the rest of this month.
Correct. Yes. So we have a show opening next week of youth fibers art. So that means elementary school kids who make fibers art, so weavings or anything that has to do with fibers. They'll have a show. And then after that, Seth Steinman, who's an MU student, will have a show in there for about a week and a half. Mm-hmm. So we just try to rotate and get student shows so that younger artists get space also in our gallery.
Okay. So that's what's going on in April. But then mark your calendar for Art in the Park.
Yes.
It was missed last year.
Last year and the year before.
Yeah,
so we've had 2 years off, and it has been heartbreaking. So we're really excited.
So are you going to say this will be bigger and better than ever before?
So, like, the marketing person in me, absolutely. But the truth of it is, it'll probably be a little bit smaller just because artists are still getting used to how things are. And, you know, even though we want to pretend that everything is totally fine, that our industry, like every industry, is kind of taking a hit.
Time.
It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. You kind of got to regroup, and you've got to get the feel back.
Yeah.
The feel back. Even though we want it all to come back,
yes,
it takes a little bit of time for human nature to get everything up and running the way it was in the past.
Yeah. So the feeling will be there. The heart will be there. We'll have artists who come from all over. We will have awesome art adventures for kids while they're there to make things and to experience lots of different activities that they can do, so families can still have a great time there. We'll have food trucks, and it'll feel very, very similar. It'll just be a little bit smaller. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, we'll take it.
When is the date on that?
June 4th and 5th at Stevens Lake Park. So same place, same first weekend in June. You'll see all the white tents. It'll look the same.
And we'll have you back before then, and we'll just talk in depth about it all.
Thank you.
But if you want more information about the Columbia Art League, how do they get in touch with you?
You can go to our website, which is columbiaartleague.org, or come visit us on 9th Street. We're just in between Shakespeare's and the Missouri Theater.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right. Now we are going to talk about the Columbia Housing Authority, and I have Randy Cole with us. Good to have you here, Randy.
Yeah.
For folks who may not be familiar, explain what the Columbia Housing Authority is.
Yeah, so the Columbia Housing Authority was created in 1956 to provide housing for our community's most vulnerable populations. So low-income populations that without our housing would be in a very difficult situation.
They could be homeless.
Yeah, absolutely. And we house about 2,000 of our community's most vulnerable populations. But in addition to that, we provide a lot of services and partnership with our local nonprofits. So when people move in and get that housing stability, that they can also focus on increasing their education, employment, and income, and moving on and up into market rate housing.
Now, when somebody moves into Columbia Housing Authority, is there a charge? Do they have to pay something, or is it all free?
That's a great question. So yeah, every resident, goes through our eligibility process, and people pay 30% of their adjusted monthly gross income on their rent. So most of our tenants pay a portion of their rent, but a portion such that they have enough funding left over to pay for their monthly food costs,
Right.
medical. And as people's incomes increase over time, we check those incomes every year. What they pay in rent goes up as well. So many people that move into our housing and get that stability often will leave our program paying all of their rent, and then they're in a position to move on and up into market rate
And
housing.
that's simply
Yeah.
because of the housing authority, they were able to have a stable lifestyle, perhaps get a job that makes more money, so in return they would pay more money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what happened when we were in the midst of the pandemic and many people lost their jobs, whatever jobs they had? What happened to people then?
So we did see an increase in people, signing up for our programs. We're still seeing an increase in that. The pandemic did impact a lot of families, single mothers with children, and people that were kind of on the fringes. People that struggle to hold down a job and take care of kids while they can't be in school, balancing daycare. So yeah, we did see an increase in demand for services. We also did try to capitalize as much as we could on additional resources that were out there to expand what we provide to the community. But yeah, we still are seeing a bit of a demand, particularly from our local families that have been impacted by the pandemic the most.
Are most of your units in apartments and townhouses, or do you have individual houses?
So we have a variety. A primary development you see, or housing that people are in multifamily housing, but we do have some townhomes. We do have a few single-family homes. We are looking, as we renovate our portfolio, we have 120 units of public housing that was built back in the late 50s that we're looking to renovate and expand and build more housing. We are looking at mixing in different styles, different housing types to serve all the different needs in our community and blend with our community as well.
If people want to help out, do you ever ask for donations, or do you ask for volunteers? Do you need volunteers?
We do, and we've actually had a really exciting last month. We had $2 million allocated to us from the City of Columbia to build 24 additional units. We also had the Veterans United Foundation donate $1.3 to us, and now we're able to access state funds as well. So we're going to build 24 more units at a development called Kinney Point. It'll include some multifamily housing, but also family that looks like some of the older style housing in the neighborhood. And we're going to be able to meet more of that need that we've seen over the last few years and help more people in our community get housing stability and move up in life.
That's wonderful. For people who want more information on this, what do they do?
They can go to our website, columbiaha.com, and learn more about the Columbia Housing Authority.
Okay, so it's Columbia HA, all is one word.
Yeah.
ColumbiaHA.com, more information on
Yeah.
that. Randy Cole, thank you so much for coming by from the Columbia Housing Authority.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. We're out of time for today. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.